All right, welcome back to another explainer. Today we're diving into something that literally affects every single one of us, but it's usually completely invisible until it's way too late. I'm talking about the sheer immense power of your digital footprint. Okay, let's just dive right into this. Imagine a documentary where all those invisible data points, your past search queries, the historical records just floating around you, suddenly become visible for the whole world to see. Crazy, right? Well, that's exactly the reality we're unpacking today as we look at the data-driven methodology behind the reputation management firm Clear My Name.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. Have you Googled your own name lately? And I don't just mean a quick glance at the top result. I mean really looking past page one, digging deep into the absolute depths of what search engines have archived about you over the years. It sounds like a simple question, but for a lot of us, professionals, executives, business owners, it actually triggers this sudden wave of anxiety. When was the last time you checked what the internet is saying about you? Because I guarantee you, whether you're actively looking or not, other people are absolutely checking right now.
Which brings us to the harsh, gut-punch reality of today's digital world. Your online reputation is, more often than not, your very first impression, period. I mean, long before you walk into a boardroom, long before you jump on that initial Zoom call, and certainly way before you offer a physical handshake, a digital handshake has already taken place. The people you're about to meet, they've already formed a baseline opinion of you, and it's based entirely on what some search engine algorithm decided to serve up to them on that particular day.
You know, this isn't just about personal vanity. Not at all. It's about hard economics. Think about it. Almost every major business or career decision starts with the search bar. If you're a founder, investors are heavily evaluating your background before they even think about writing a check. Job hunting, employers are scanning your history before they even schedule a screening call. From clients meticulously researching a service provider to journalists or potential business partners verifying your credibility, anyone making a decision of consequence is scrutinizing your digital identity first. It's basically the modern-day background check, and it is happening 24/7.
But where do the actual vulnerabilities lie? Well, the threats are incredibly varied, and honestly, they're often totally unpredictable. You've got the lingering ghosts of the past, like say an outdated news article from 10 years ago, or completely misleading info, maybe even old negative reviews. Then there are active malicious threats, think targeted reputation attacks or accidentally exposed personal data. And the truly frustrating part, even a random decade-old forum discussion or some unwanted video can somehow hijack a top search result. Even if that stuff doesn't reflect who you are today in the slightest, it can still heavily influence perception, and worse, completely derail a huge opportunity.
Okay, so how do we actually fix this? There's this massive misconception out there that reputation management is all about deleting the past, just sweeping things under the rug. But as the source material points out, the objective is not to rewrite history. It's to make sure that outdated, misleading, or unfair content doesn't become the defining story about you. It isn't about deception. It's about establishing balance. It's about accuracy. It's about ensuring your true, current identity is what actually shines through when someone inevitably types your name into a search bar.
To achieve that balance, Clear My Name utilizes a really systematic, data-driven methodology. Because restoring a digital profile, it isn't guesswork, it's pure analytics. The process moves logically through 5 steps, starting with a comprehensive audit, then strengthening positive results, developing a robust personal brand, locking down privacy protection, and finally establishing continuous monitoring. It's basically a structured defense mechanism for your digital image. Let's break down how these interconnected pieces actually work in the real world to help you take back control of your narrative.
Step 1 is the audit. Why? Because you simply cannot fix what you don't realize is broken. And this means going way beyond page 1 of Google. We're talking about scraping public mentions, deep diving into historical news archives, analyzing images and videos, and checking the sentiment of online reviews all across the web. By examining this massive amount of data, everything from old social media profiles to obscure public records, the goal is to find both the hidden risks that could come back to bite you and the untapped opportunities to dramatically strengthen your profile.
Now, that brings us to a strategic pivot. See, sometimes, due to various legal constraints or platform restrictions, a harmful piece of content just can't be outright removed. It happens. So what do? You change tactics. You dilute the negative by elevating the positive. By strategically promoting high-quality, authoritative content that reflects your true expertise and achievements, you naturally push those unfavorable results down. You organically command the top spots in search visibility, effectively burying the misleading content down where it loses its visibility, and more importantly, its power to hurt you.
Which flows seamlessly right into personal brand development. Think of this as building an undeniable digital fortress of trust.
This means feeding the search engines the high-quality data they actually crave, whether that's a meticulously updated professional biography, building out a personal website, publishing thought leadership articles, securing guest publications, or landing speaking engagements. You are proactively giving the algorithms the credible, impressive information you actually want people to find. The stronger your digital footprint is with these specific assets, the easier it becomes to define your own story.
But hey, a reputation isn't just about public perception, right? It's also very much about private security. Step 4 pivots heavily into the cybersecurity realm, because it's not just about what people think of you, it's about what personal data they actually have access to. Identifying unnecessary public exposure and aggressively shrinking your footprint of private data is a mandatory defense mechanism for anyone operating online today. You absolutely need to ensure your personal identity is locked down, which significantly reduces the privacy risks that naturally come with living a highly visible digital life.
Finally, we reach step 5. Look, the internet isn't static. It's a highly volatile, living ecosystem. Search results change, and because algorithms shift and evolve literally every single day, continuous monitoring is totally non-negotiable. I mean, you want to catch a new negative mention or a misleading article the very hour it goes live, right? Not 6 months later when a crucial investor casually brings it up in a pitch meeting. Maintaining a strong, balanced online presence over time really requires constant vigilance. You have to detect emerging issues early, before they take root.
So what's the ultimate payoff for going through this whole intensive process? Well, for any business owner, executive, or professional, it really all comes down to one word: trust. A systematically managed reputation actively reduces the friction in your career. It significantly builds client confidence, safeguards your personal privacy, and improves your long-term online visibility. By reducing the impact of harmful search results and strengthening your personal branding, you're creating a solid foundation, a foundation where your digital handshake is just as impressive and trustworthy as your physical one.
Ultimately, everyone has a crucial choice to make regarding their digital footprint. You can take the reactive approach, basically waiting for a serious reputation crisis to strike before you take any action. But let's be honest, this route is incredibly risky, super stressful, and almost always way more costly to reverse. Or you can take the proactive route. Utilizing continuous monitoring and building a strong presence early on provides ultimate authority and real peace of mind. Taking action now, before a problem becomes a full-blown crisis, drastically reduces your future vulnerabilities.
We've covered a lot of crucial ground today, which leaves us with one final, provocative question. Is an outdated search result telling your story, or are you ready to take control? The source material makes a really compelling case that your online reputation is, quite literally, your most valuable personal asset. Every single search query contributes to how the world perceives you. If you want to dive deeper into this data-driven methodology and learn exactly how to secure your narrative, the creators of this framework can be found at clearmyname.org. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you on the next one.